Hello there, I'm Michael Avato, and I'd like to welcome you to the Mazda Ironman 70.3 Monterrey, presented by Nova Sport Athlete Briefing. So thanks for joining us today. I'm going to go over all the necessary information. Meantime, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, um, and it's going to begin like this. Folks, thanks so much for kind of going through these details with us. If you've raced this race before, real similar to years past. If you have not raced it before, then, oopsie, as I share, let me do this. Yeah, well, we're good to go. So if you haven't done it before, great stuff. It's an awesome race. So first things first, as always, when you do these races, you want to make sure that you pick up your packet before the race. Inside that packet, you're going to have your athlete wristband. Athlete wristband is essential that you wear that on your wrist throughout the weekend. Must wear it from packet pickup to bike check-in to gear check-in to race day to awards and collecting your gear after the race, everything. So keep that wristband on. It does identify you as a participant, and you will not be allowed to get any of our into any of our official activities without that wristband. Also, if you do see that official poster there at any of our local retail outlet stores or restaurants, you do get a discount. So be sure to show them your wristband, tell them you're doing the race, and you will get that discount. Everybody must pick up these packets by 3 p.m. on Saturday, the 22nd. So everybody must do that. Please make sure you make time to get that done prior to 3 p.m. on Saturday, April 22nd. There is a practice swim the day before the race. This is from 6 to 7:45 in the Santa Lucia River at the Earrings Fountain. So that is the start line on race day. And you're going to swim during this practice. You're going to follow all the instructions of our water safety personnel, wear a swim cap, and only registered athletes can do this. You must show up with your chip. You must have done the check-in process on Friday, gotten your chip, and then you can get in. If you are in group 3 or 4, so you're checking in on Saturday after the practice swim, you can get your chip there at the practice swim. In other words, everybody must have a chip on to get into the practice swim. It says right there, no chip equals no swim practice. A few years ago, I tried to dive into swim. I'm not a participant. I'm working, and I was not allowed. You cannot get in without that chip, without that being an official participant of the race. So you will be able to swim only on Saturday on this swim course. And then, of course, on Sunday. There's no jumping into this river. It's not allowed. So don't jump in on Friday. Don't jump later in the day on Saturday. Don't jump in anytime. It's only available for us during practice swim and race day. Before the race day, also, when you are riding inside Parque Fundidora, which is the park where the river is, you need to keep a 20 km/h or 12.5 mph speed limit. And you can only do that Monday through Friday from 6 to 9:30. So here actually, going faster than 20K, you can do that from 6 to 9:30. Any other time of day, you must go under 20K an hour, or under 12.5 miles an hour. So sorry, important distinction. If you go Monday through Friday between 6 and 9:30 early morning, you can go faster. If you go at other times, you must go under 20K. So keep that in mind. If you go on Saturday, day before the race, you have to also keep it under 20K, under 12.5 miles an hour. So this is real important, folks, the mandatory bike check-in, real standard for events in Mexico and the world over. Bicycle check-in is Saturday, April 22nd, day before the race, depending on your selected group. It's going to take place behind the government palace, which is going to be over there at the Macro Plaza. This is what you're looking for. 9:30 to 3:30 all day long is all world athletes. 9:30 to 11, group 1, 11 to 12:30, group 2, 12:30 to 2 is group 3, and then our group 4 is from 2 to 3:30. Again, if you're all world athlete, can go anytime. And there's no transportation down there for bike check-in. You need to get there from your hotel to leave that bike. Remember, everybody must check their bike on Saturday, the day before the race. Everybody. Kind of moving along here. Bicycles stay overnight. So you do not have the ability to bring your bike on Sunday morning to transition. You must check it in the day before. Cycling shoes can be left in transition if you clip them to the pedals of your bicycle. Otherwise, you place them inside your blue bike gear bag. Do not leave stuff on the floor or on the ground at your transition. And if you are looking for Bike Tech is available on race day. And also, you cannot take your bike out once it's in until you're racing. Oops. So bike checkout ticket, if you do have a bike, clearly, sorry, everyone has a bike. If you do want someone else to pick up your bike for you after the race, you must have this bike checkout ticket, write your name and your person's name, the person who's picking it up for you after the race. So they have to show up with that ticket and an ID, because ultimately we're not giving that bike out to anyone but you or a family member or friend who has that signed ticket. Very important. Bike pickup is at T1, T2 between 11:30 and 3:50 on Sunday. So 11:30 a.m. right after the race finishes to 3:50 p.m. on Sunday, April 23rd, race day. So here's a great look at the map. All right, this is what the race looks like. And you can see as you zoom in, up here at the top is where you're gonna, well, here, let me start at the beginning. Swim start is at the right side. You can see my cursor circling swim start. You do this beautiful point-to-point swim along this Santa Lucia River, which is a beautiful, nice, almost like a giant pool, but it's a river, takes you point to point, 1.9 kilometers or 1.2 miles. Swim exit up here. At the exit, you're going to pop into T1. T1, you bike out. You're going to ride out down this road. You're going to do, you're basically going to do a loop across the river, go out here, outbound, come back, and then do a loop around here, and then come in, zoom around transition 2, transition 1 and 2, finish line, and go out and do it again. So watching my cursor come, and then you finish here, bike in. The run is, we'll get to the run in a minute, but that's a venue map there for the bike and the swim. So Tri-Club program, we do have Tri-Club program. It's something that's really important that we recognize the groups that are participating together, accruing ranking points throughout the year. Division 1 through 5. Division 1 is the large group, over 300 athletes in those clubs, and Division 5 is the smaller groups, under 25. So All World Athlete, again, just to recognize, we do have the All World Athlete program, recognizing folks that have finished in the top 10% or better in their age group in that year, in that calendar year. So 2022, we're rewarding you guys, awarding and recognizing you guys this year. So if you've done 70.3 Ironman or a combination of the two, you get into that top category called All World Athlete. So great stuff between January 1st and December 31st. Race day, so it's important stuff here. Race day, the bags that you guys need to know about. White bag, super important. White bag's great. This is Sunday, so we're race day now. Sunday, between the hours of 4:25 and 5:35, we are going to be able to collect these white bags at the government palace. So that is up at T1 and T2. So basically what's happening is you're going to take that white clothes bag and you're going to put your clothes that you wore to the race in that bag. So you're going to leave that stuff. We don't recommend putting anything valuable like a phone or a camera, an iPod. Leave that stuff at home. Just put your clothes, the stuff you wear to the race, leave it in that white bag. We will have it there for you at the finish line. There is no white bag collection at the start line. Remember, T1, T2 is at, and finish is at one place. The swim start is 1.9 miles away. So you're not going to want to take that white bag to the swim start, because if you get there, there's nowhere to leave it. So once again, leave that white bag at T1, T2 / finish line. That is the area you leave that white bag. The blue bag is the bag that you're going to use for, you're going to place all of the items you swam with. Swim cap, swim goggles, and your speed suit, if you have one, all of that goes into the blue bag. And we leave that at your transition rack when you from where you take your bike. So basically that blue bike gear bag, you can show up and take your helmet out, put it on, put your shoes on. All that stuff can be in that blue bag if it's not sitting on your bicycle race morning. So you can use that blue bag to hold your bike gear and put all your stuff in there for the bike, take it out, put it on, and leave the blue bag. So then when you come out of the swim, you're going to put all of the swim gear into that blue bag. Remember, this is our protocol at all the races. The blue bag becomes the post-swim gear bag. So that's where you put all your stuff after the swim. If you are doing a relay, we have a transition bike check-in. So here's the VIP, here's the finish line, and the relay entrance is right there for recovery zone after. So if you've done the swim or the bike and you want to recover, you pop in there and you can recover as the finisher will, the runner. But each relay member collects their own T-shirt and their own medal in this part after the finish line. Only the runner is crossing the finish line at the end, not all three. It messes up our timing. So we want to make sure you come across just the runner of your relay. But remember, this is, in fact, also as we come back to it, the first point is in transition in the morning, only the cyclist can go in there. Only the cyclist goes in there and checks the bike, because the runner and the swimmer do not need to be in T1. So they stay out of that zone. Swim is 1.2 miles, 1.9 kilometers. It's point to point, starts in the Santa Lucia River inside Parque Fundidora, and it finishes at the Mexican History Museum. Point to point, it's amazing. You swim along, great spectator swim. You can walk along if you have a friend or family member, walk around along and see the athletes swimming. 100% visibility, big boys, and underwater signs that tell you how far you've gone. When you've gone 0.3, 0.6, 0.9, or 500, 1,000, or 1,500 meters, with smaller buoys along the way indicating that you're on course. It's really a great swim. And those age group starts go rolling start at 6 a.m. Sorry, the age group athletes start 6 a.m. rolling start fashion. Swim start, I want you to hold basically you're gonna queue up. You're gonna leave T1 and you're gonna walk to the start. Okay, so remember, you're gonna walk all the way to the start, and then you're gonna do a continuous rolling start in your corral based on your predicted swim time. Age group athletes been entering water at 6. It's gonna probably take 30 minutes for you all to get in, and corrals 1 through 9 are going to be where you position yourselves based on what you think you'll swim. A reminder, you don't want to try and swim with someone faster than you. It's bad for you, bad for them, bad for everyone. Really appropriate to swim with the folks that you're equal to. So under 27 minutes, you go first. And if you're a little bit less fast, maybe you're going slower than 50 minutes, you go in the last 9th group, okay, the 9th group. So that you can see those are on hand. We will queue you up at the start line so you are swimming with those likability swimmers. Here's a great look at it. So here's the corrals as you come along here in this yellow section. So it'll be, group 1, group 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is all our swimmers queued up here along this overhead photograph. And then you enter, you go under this bridge. The start line is right there. And the VIP is here watching. Announcers watching. You come right into the water here and you swim this way. It's beautiful. You can tell from the photo. Great shot there overhead. So, and here's the sketch. Same thing I just showed you. So if you look at that, boom, same thing right there. So you swim along here, you queue up, swim start under that bridge, you swim here, 500 meters, 1,000 meters, 1,500 meters, finish. Point to point, also known as 0.3, 0.6, 0.9, 1.2. Wonderful swim course here at Santa Lucia River. Bike course. What about the bike course? You start at the State Government Palace at the Macro Plaza on Juan Suazua Avenue. You finish and you're going to have 2 laps along the highway. Each lap is equal, 28 miles. So you're going to leave, you're going to turn left. You leave, turn left. And then you're going to head out. And as that map I showed you, you're going to do that big loop. We'll come back and show you another map here momentarily. But what you need to know is you do come out of the bike exit and turn left. You're going to do your loops. At the end of the first loop, you go around transition. So you ride right past there, you go out and do it again, and then you finish. Memorize those words if you need to, or otherwise follow the closed course and the great instruction and signage on the course. Here's what I was just showing you. 2 laps for the 56-mile bike course. The middle here, this middle zone is where I'm going to call your attention. As I showed you before, you exit transition, turn left. You come all the way down here, do a U-turn, come all the way back on this highway, and then you go under, you do it again. At the end of that loop, you come into transition. You don't enter transition, you come into town, do another loop, pass all your adoring fans, and head back out again. You go all the way down here, turn, come back, and you complete that loop again down here, U-turn, and finish. It's a wonderful course. Caution you here on the insides, these first sections in town, you'll have some cobbled roads, and just be careful. Just keep your head up. Also, that you're overlapping traffic. There's people in front of you, behind you. Just keep your head up as you would in any triathlon, any Ironman, any 70.3. Bike course closes at 5 hours and 30 minutes after the last age grouper gets into the water. Let's reference that predicted 6:30 for the final swimmer entering the water. And if you add 5.5 hours, that means we're going to close the bike course at noon, 5 hours 30 plus 6:30 a.m. That's an estimation. If you have not finished one lap by 10 a.m. or 28 miles by 10 a.m., we have done the math and you will not finish the course, so we will not allow you to proceed. In other words, that's your intermediate cutoff. If you get to that point, you are not past that 28 miles at 10 a.m. We will give you a DNF. Did not finish. No drafting. Okay, there's no drafting. This is no surprise, a non-drafting race. You must not draft any other cyclist or any other car or vehicle that is on the course, official car, official vehicle. Ride to the right, pass to the left. Side-by-side riding is not allowed. Disc wheels, age group athletes are permitted to use disc wheels at this race. However, should there be a change in weather that prevent their use, you'll find out at the on-site athlete briefing. So if you're taking a disc, and we have had these crazy gusty winds in Monterrey before, you don't want to have one wheel. You want to bring two. So if you love the disc wheel, bring two just in case. It has happened in the past where the winds coming off the mountains have changed and made it dangerous. So we have had to go to a non-disc wheel rule. If you're worried, just ride your other wheel. Here is another new rule for 2023. You cannot do the super tuck, partly because it makes me sick watching it. No, it's just dangerous. So safety reasons, we can't tuck down onto the top tube. You can't get over the front of the bars or tuck yourself behind the seat. I don't know when you would do that in this race. There's no giant downhills, but don't try it. Don't try it. Tour de France, they could try that. They're really good. Here's those rules that'll get you. If you are the kind of the main ones, helmet chin strap, that's a yellow card. Race number, you don't have your race number on the run, that's a yellow card. Littering, accidental littering is a yellow card. Unauthorized equipment, running with earphones or headphones or iPod, earpad, iPads, iPods, iPhones, that's what it is. Or Walkmans or Discmans, because I like to mention them. Shout out. Unauthorized equipment also would be someone running along with you or wearing socks in the swim. Outside assistance is someone running along with you or riding along with you or handing you something on the course, someone who's not in the race. Here's the story. If you get any of those more minor penalties, it's a stop and go, 30 seconds on the bike in a penalty tent. Yellow card is handed out. Blue card is handed out for a 5-minute time penalty if you should be called for drafting or intentional littering. Intentional littering is when I take an item and I throw it and it's obvious you littered. If it accidentally flutters away, that's unintentional littering, and that's 30 seconds. But those blue cards for intentional littering or for drafting, very important you don't do those. The protocol is if someone comes up and shows you a card and they say you were given this blue card, at the very next penalty tent on the bike, you must stop and say, hey, my name is Johnny Drafter, and I got called for this blue card. I got called for drafting, I think. I don't think I did it, but I'll stay here for 5 minutes anyway. You stay in that tent for 5 minutes, you sign in, they take a pic, and you have to remain there for 5 minutes. If it's a yellow card, they say, hey, here's a yellow card. You do the same thing. You show up at the next penalty tent. You say, look, I'm Johnny Accidental Drafter, and I didn't get caught for what he did, but I did lose some trash, and I'm here for 30 seconds. Same protocol. General rules: no headphones allowed in the swim, bike, or run. No outside support from friends, family, or coaches. Shirt must be worn on the bike. No nipples can be revealed. No cameras, no phone cameras, no video cameras, no cameras at all. Please wear your bib number on the run with it facing forward. You do not need the bib number on the bike. If you drop out of the race, please find an official and let them know, a tri-official, Tri-Mexico, or someone in an orange shirt, and return your timing chip. And this is important. Don't cross the finish line with a friend, family member, or anyone, because that could risk disqualification. It's dangerous, and it is in the way of the other athletes racing. So don't risk DQ by crossing the finish line with a family member. On the right side of your picture, that's what you want to do. Stay 12 meters apart and take 25 seconds to pass. You can see that along this side, they're all lined up 12 meters apart, and the passer has moved to the left and is going by in 25 seconds. This is a pace line on the left and a peloton on the left. These two sides are the big no. In this event, drafting is prohibited. Be safe, be fair, do not cheat. Run course, everybody's favorite. 13.1 miles, 2 laps. It is a paved course throughout, flat with a few stairs. It starts behind the government palace and it goes down along the Santa Lucia River Walk. You do 2 laps. Car access is totally restricted on the running course, so the entire course is marked every 1 mile and every 5 kilometers, markings. And then also you have 8 hours, 30 minutes from the time the last swimmer entered the water. Let's use our same example. Let's say you started at 6:30, or the last swimmer started at 6:30. Add 8 hours 30 to that. You're done at 3 o'clock. The course closes 3 p.m. officially on the dot. And don't make the mistake that thinking you get more than 8 hours 30. If you start early in an earlier wave and you think you're just going to bank some time and get yourself through there in more than 8.5 hours, it's not true. Where you might get across the line unnoticed, your time will register above 8:30 and you will get a DNF or an unofficial finish. So recognize that you must be finished by 8 hours 30. And of course, that's also to be eligible for World Championship slots. Anyone's trying to go to Finland. Here's some prohibited running shoes. You cannot wear these running shoes in this race as of the end of February. The Adidas Adizero Prime X and the Adizero Prime X Strung, the ASICS Super Blast, and the New Balance Fuel Cell Super Comp Trainer. These shoes have been prohibited by the governing bodies. Here's what it looks like to do the run. You're going to have 2 laps of this for 21.1 kilometers, 13.1 miles, also known as half marathon. You're going to start on the left side of your picture there where the T is. That's transition 2. You're going to run out. You're going to run all the way out. So basically, you're doing this entire loop here. It's actually quite cool. Around here, 6, down around like that, back here. Eyes are going fuzzy looking at this map. And then you do it again. Okay, so you do this twice. Swim cutoff, we talked about this. We didn't talk about this one. 1 hour is 10 minutes from the time the last swimmer gets into the water. If we go with that same math, they get in at 6:30. You have to be done by 7:40. You must finish that inside that time. And then if you're doing the bike, you have 5 hours 30 from the time the last swimmer gets in, and you will see an NC if you do not go non-completion. Run cutoff, the run course closes 8 hours 30 minutes after the last athlete enters the water. So we've gone over that, but those are the cutoffs. Really important to see those 3 and see them. Take a pick if you're on the borderline there. 1 hour 10, 5 hours 30, 8 hours 30, standard stuff. Swim, bike, and run cutoffs. Run course cutoff obviously is the whole race cutoff, 8:30. But it's important you know those times and you keep a track of them yourself on your Wahoo or whatever you're wearing for GPS. Most likely it's a Wahoo. Aid stations, bike, there will be 4 on-course aid stations, and you can see them there at 11.74, 24.35, 39.7, and 52.32. Remember, you go through that twice. So there's only four, but you do go through twice. So it's important for you to notice that, that you come across those aid stations really every 12 miles. Oh, so you only go through 4. You go through 4 times those aid stations. So disregard that. But you will go through, and you can see you're going to stay to the left if you're not picking anything up. Go fast. You're going to slow down and pick something up. Come inside the cones. Volunteers will not cross over that line to hand you anything. It is going to be volunteers handing up these items: lemon, lime, and orange Gatorade in the regular formula, water, ice, bananas, fuel to go, which is the gel, and porta potties. Every aid station has that. So you'll come through, you'll get water, Gatorade, food. Food is bananas, the gel, fuel to go, and then you get it again, water, Gatorade, Gatorade water, toilets. Trash can there at the end. It looks like a giant popcorn bin, but it's trash can. Half marathon, real similar, but instead of having someone hand up the stuff, the volunteers are going to set it on a table and you run through and self-serve. So runners grab and go. So you will have the access again to Gatorade in orange flavor, water, Pepsi, fuel to go, ice, tangerines, peanuts, pretzels, and sunblock. So if you come through there, all that stuff's going to be laid out on a table. You run through and grab what you need. Aid station volunteers will restock those tables. But remember, the Gatorade, both the bike and the run, it's a retail bottle, a ready to drink with a sport top. It is not mixed. It is already like what you would find at the 7-Eleven. Ironman Live Tracker, super important for you to tell your family to download this app. It's great. Put it on your phone, and you can go through and get real-time updates every time you cross a timing mat. You athletes cross the timing mats. There's also an interactive GPS map. Well, it's not GPS, interactive map based on your pace, and it'll show you on the map where you are. So great stuff on that Ironman Live Tracker. Remind everyone to follow us, of course, on Facebook and Instagram. Share your stuff. We'll share our stuff. Friends and family not allowed to cross the finish line. Everyone should cross the finish line alone, celebrate, get their picture, and not have you carrying your baby across the line behind or in front of. Don't risk that DQ by crossing with a family member. Here's another overhead shot, and this one almost requires me to put on my glasses, but I'm not going to do it. As you look at this, I don't think I'm going to put my glasses on. So basically, yeah, here is the here's the transition. Okay, so this is the key thing here. This is the transition area where you're going to line up all your bikes. Okay, everything on this side is going to be I have to do it. Everything on this side is going to be the finish line, the VIP, everything over there. So relay check-in tent here. It's a great shot here as you look at the this is the bike exit. So the bike is going to come out. You're going to go that way. The mount line is there. So you're going to hang a hard left. When you finish, you're going to come in here and you're going to cross in and finish there into transition. So over here is where you're going to get your finisher certificate. You're going to get the sports drink, your medal. Medical tent is here. The press is there. The finish line is here. So you're going to run along here, and the finish line, the VIP is there adjacent. So this is when you come across the line, finish there. Water, all your fruit, pizza, and all that stuff is there. So in the middle here is your T1 and T2, and then the left side there is your post-race finish zone. Recovery area, once you cross the finish line, you're going to get a medal, Gatorade, water, banana, orange, bar, pizza. Don't forget to pick up your t-shirt. And then you also can get a personalized finisher diploma certificate if you register before March 23rd. If this is your second Ironman event in Mexico, don't forget to pick up your additional duology finish. So it's a finish medal. So you can go through and you get the MDOT Supremo. So it's pretty cool. Like we have this program where finish consistently in Mexico throughout the year, and you get rewarded with cool medals. So check that out. And if you're doing more than one, it's pretty cool. So check that out. Obviously, follow us on Ironman Mexico on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Award ceremony is going to take place on Sunday at 6 p.m. at the Crown Plaza Hotel. First 5 places in each category will get awards, and the first 3 places for the relay. So top 5 for all the age groups, men and women, top 3 for the for the relays, and then the top tri clubs get an award. So each division wins. Keep that wristband on for the award ceremony. Here's a cool thing, guys, that you have to keep in mind. Slot allocation and roll down to Ironman 70.3 World Championship in 2023, which takes place in Finland. We're giving out 30 slots total for men and women, and then an additional 25 for women for tri. So there are 55 slots on offer, 30 general and 25 women. So 25 on top of those divided out. So a lot of chance for the women to get qualified for Finland, August 26th and 27th. Keep that in mind. You do have to show up at this award ceremony. Right after the award ceremony, we go into the slot allocation. So award ceremony is going to start, and then that is at 6 p.m. at the Crown Plaza. Right after that, as soon as that's complete, probably 6:20, 6:30, you're going to roll in. So what time are you showing up if you want to go to World Championships? 5:45. Get there before the 6 p.m. awards, get cozy, get comfy, and you're going to watch the awards ceremony, accept those awards if you won them, and then you're going to go in. The way this works is we start with the oldest age groups and we start handing out slots, the automatic qualifiers. So men 80 to 84, 80 plus. We'll start men 80 to 84, women 80 to 84, men 75, 79, women 70, 75. 79. You go all the way down from the women and men oldest to the boys and girls youngest, 18 to 24 for those boys and girls at the end. The reason we do this is because if any slot is unclaimed on the older age group, it rolls through the age group and then it goes to the next biggest age group. And when we get to that age group, it's ready to go. Super important that you know that once that slot allocation and roll down runs concurrently, and once it is complete, you do not have a chance to go anymore. The slots are all allocated. So what this is show up, be prepared to pay 650 euros on a credit card, and maybe bring 2 credit cards in case one of them is maxed out already. Show up, credit card, ID, and you're going to sign up on the spot. Any questions about that, you feel free to reach out to race organization and we will get those answers for you. Lost and found, all items will be brought to the official store at the end of the race, and you can find those things you lost. Mark your gear with your name, essential, and probably your bib number, helpful. If you've lost your luggage coming in, that's something you need to take up with the airlines. But I'll say this, thank you so much and enjoy your race. Muchas gracias and enjoy your race. It is an awesome event here in Monterrey. And while I am not actually present for this event, I do want to say that this is a well-run event. All the questions can be answered by finding someone in an orange shirt or a Try Mexico Mexican Federation shirt. So this is it. This is all I have for you today for the Mazda Ironman 70.3 Monterrey, presented by Nova Sport. Remember, everybody must check in on Saturday. So show up, check in on Saturday. Everybody, Friday or Saturday, everybody must check in. You must have that wristband. And if you try and do that practice swim on Saturday morning without your timing chip, you won't be allowed to. Have fun, folks. Take care of one another. Be well and enjoy the race.